And hopefully this is recording just so I can show you some of what this thing is. So right now I am in the hangar inside of my starship, or my capital ship. So if you can imagine, it's almost like a Star Destroyer. I'll show you that in a second. This is right now one of my fighters that I have, starships that I'm using. And then I have a few other ships in here. This is one of my favorites. It's considered an explorer type starship. It's probably one of the ones I've had the longest, and it's fully upgraded. It has a really nice hyperdrive range to it as well. So there's that one. What you just saw is a ship come in. That was another. It's a non-NPC, so it's just periodically ships will land inside of your freighter, and you can go up to them and see if they have anything for sale, which is what I'm doing right now. Right now, I really want something called Pugnium, because I can exchange that for some tech. Then I can turn it around and turn that into nanites, and nanites is a bit of a little bit more of a rare currency. The next thing that I've got is this ship. This is called a living ship. This one took a little while to get, a number of different weird types of missions and things I had to do. That's another fighter, and then this one down here is considered an exotic class ship. So its stats are a little bit better all the way around. So as I said, I'm right now in my freighter, and if I go up to the top here, you can see kind of the inner workings of it. And whenever you get a freighter, it's completely customizable. Well, to an extent, but let me show you. So when I go up here, everybody's bridge looks roughly the same. So if I want, I've got frigates that I can send on missions and send those out. I can also do some upgrades. This guy can kind of show me what missions are there, and we'll talk to him real quick. So it tells me what kind of mission it is, and then the difficulty rating. So right now I have a combat patrol option that's there. So if I want, I can assign some of my ships to that expedition, and these are specific combat rated ships. I forget how many frigates I have that I could send, but there we go. And I think I have enough fuel. Cool. So they'll go out, they'll come back, usually with units, which is the currency. And then the part that's really customizable is this stuff back here. So I have a bunch of different storage locations, and I was able to monitor my missions right back here on some of these different monitors. There's one. And also I can have different types of rooms up at the top. I really don't need all the space. I was just getting bored one night and decided to do all this. I'm going to switch out my uniform. There we go. I could switch to that, and then I also could go over here and switch to something different. And these are just presets. This specific preset I designed to make it look as close to Boba Fett as I possibly could, so that's why he looks that way. I will save that change, and we'll go back out and run it. So for ships, as I'm looking around here, there we go. I'm just going to jump on this red one. I just like it, and it looks like it has a droid on the side here. Just kind of looking around, kind of like an R2 unit. So it's like it's your very own Astrobek. It stays in the ship though, can't take it out. And right now what you're seeing is the outside of my my capital ship. Everything around it are the frigates. Those are the ones I can send on missions. So over time I've been able to purchase those or hire those out, and they just stay with my fleet. Let me get to a planet. There it is, I think. There we go. So over there at that planet, that is a base that I called the Pier. I'll show you why. It's called Temperate. What you're seeing beneath it there is just some of the things that are on that planet that could mine. High Sentinel activity is just these robots that patrol. As long as they're not what is it? As long as they're not violent and that thing's not in red, I'm usually in pretty decent shape. By the way, anytime you see a time that says arrive in and it says like 5 seconds, it means 5 seconds. If it has hours in front of it, it truly does mean hours. I thought it was joking, and it was on some sort of weird video game time. That's not the case. So if you're walking and there's a destination that says it's going to be hours or minutes to get there, it means it. So don't be a hero and try to walk that distance. You'll be at it for days. I found that out an hour into trying to walk to a base, and I didn't know quite how to summon my ship. So what I'm doing right now is I'm landing on this planet. Trying to. There we go. So what you're seeing is a base that I've started constructing that I just call the pier. By the way, that message, incoming storm, and it said superheated rainstorm, that means that the stuff is going to be really hot, and my suit is going to be put through its paces to see what it can withstand. I do have some things built in that I can recharge and make it so I can withstand that heat, but if I don't want to use up resources, I should get to a shelter of some sort. But anyway, this whole thing that you're seeing here is something I built, putting in each of these square tiles from this island to that one all the way down there, and as I'm building it, I'll show you some things. By the way, you can see that now it's the superheated rainstorm is starting. Lower left-hand corner, you can see my health is where the heart is. That flame is just my heat resistance in my ship, or my suit. Anyway, this is a power grid that I put into place, so it's solar power running to empowering other areas. I can show you another one in a second. Under here, if I want to, I can take shelter from here. I'll probably put some different things in here a little bit later. And then so up here I put like a more of a proper base. And so up at the top here, yeah, I can look out over the water. Hey, there's a rainbow. So that's kind of neat. And this actually has power running to it, and I'll show you where that is. So this is a whole power grid under here that I installed. You do not have to put your solar panels outside. You can put them inside, and they will just automatically collect. And then anything excess is going into those batteries. You can see that it is actually storing there. And then because this whole thing is inside of these cube containers, I can run a cable from there over to another building, and it will transfer the power over. So that's just a way for me to connect it. By the way, don't worry about water. You can go in that too. You can also build a submarine and use that to do underwater exploration. You can upgrade that too. But if you want, you can start looking around, see if there's anything to observe. This is your scan visor. And then it looks like there's a hot spot somewhere nearby. Oh, I think that's one I might have already used. But that's letting me know that there is there's electromagnetic power nearby. This lets me know if there's any nearby spots for mining, and this one is for gas mining as well. So there's different ways to get resources on some of these planets. And it looks like everything stopped. So no more rain. But this is a base, a rather large base that I'm in the middle of constructing, kind of a pier. I have no idea what I ran into to get myself hurt. But just wanted to let you see a little bit of the game. And for now, I'm going to jump into my ship and stop the recording piece of this. So that's just kind of a bit of the game. Each planet is a bit different. Each planet has some different wildlife or some vegetation that's a little bit different. You can scan all of it. That'll give you units. You can also mine all of it. So if you would like to, you can go up to it and use your mining laser and get resources from it. If you want like things like oxygen, carbon, ferrite, All of those are useful in crafting. Anyway, play the game. It's amazing. And with being in quarantine, it's certainly nice to be able to explore at least something.